Guys, I'm 90% sure that this is going to be the last video that we make on this topic. This is about Jonathan Dahlen, and I think that this is really important, this last little piece to the puzzle here. I know I've been making videos about Dahlen. I made a video talking about if we're going to trade Dahlen. I made a video about trading Dahlen, and I made a video about why we traded Dahlen. But this is Dahlen's response, and I think that the material presented is so important that we actually do need to take a look at this to really complete the story here. This was posted onto the Canucks subreddit, an article interviewing Jonathan Dahlen from Expressen.se, that is a Swedish news sports outlet, I'm assuming, but they came out with this interview with Jonathan Dahlen. If you open it up, it's all in Swedish, so you actually have to go over to Google Translate, and from there you can get a good understanding of what the material is. Basically, the article talks about how he was traded, and it says that according to GM Jim Benning, it was Dahlen's own decision to move forward in his career. But Dahlen has a completely different picture of the situation. In an interview with the Hockey News, the Swedish star claims that it was the club that chose, let's just say, to send him away. At the same time, he saw the culture with the Utica Comets. Some of the quotes here aren't actually phrased all that well because Google Translate is Google Translate, so let's go back over to the Reddit post about this article. Look over to this comment here by John Ken 8. This comment phrases things a little bit better than the article does. He basically says he felt as if his confidence in himself was being pushed back, that he was worried about making mistakes because it would get him dropped, and that he was getting a low self-esteem by the way he was managed. All the boys were fantastic, but management made his confidence lower. Also, his side is not saying that he and his agent were pushing for the trade, as Benning has said. Rather, that they pushed him out. And then he also talks about Twitter and Instagram and how Vancouver Canucks fans have been not sending the nicest comments over to him. And this is a problem with our fan base. We've seen this time and time again. 3 victims so far: Danik Martel, Mike Matheson, Jesperi Kotkaniemi. All these guys have been victims of the Vancouver blame game. And it's not just Vancouver. Canadian fans, to some extent, are terrible in this way because we've seen it throughout the past. We saw this with Comtois and everything. But Vancouver fans, what are you doing? Why are you commenting on Dahlen's Instagram and Twitter calling him bad things? Seriously, he says that he has closed down his social media due to the fact that he is receiving a lot of hate from Canucks fans that feel he is spoiled. Seriously? I've seen that myself too, personally. I've seen the comments about Dahlen. I've seen people calling him, let's just say, spoiled, because that's the word that was used in this comment. You've seen them before, right? But why are people going onto his own pages and telling him that? Seriously, come on, guys. Come on. If any of you guys did that, any of you guys watching this video or anything, unsubscribe. Please just leave. I don't want that kind of negative person to be associated with this content. But nevertheless, it is something that did happen. Dahlen did deactivate all of his stuff because he didn't want the negative comments, which is understandable. But from this perspective, it does make it seem like Dahlen was okay with developing in Utica. It's just that he was kind of holding himself back a little bit because of the responsibilities put upon the players for defensive and work ethical related things. It's just that Dahlen obviously is really skilled and all that. It's just that he wasn't able to really flourish in his own game truly because the confidence wasn't there to be the best player that Utica wanted him to be. So from this article, it makes it seem like Benning is the one who wanted to send Dahlen out. Which, if that's true, then Matt Zakaris, my dude, you are credible. That is so accurate as to what the report was like a week ago, talking about Dahlen potentially being looked for movement from the Vancouver Canucks. So now we have this final piece of the puzzle. You can take your own opinions on this. You can formulate whatever it is you want to formulate, but take things as you will. that is Dahlen's response. Hope you guys enjoyed. This video replies to Charles Einstein Gaming, and bye.